is so much easier. Hey guys, how you doing? Hey, it's Tech. How you doing? It's Tech. How's it going? We got some more Ataraxia for you guys. Nothing new in particular that I wanted to talk about. Although I will say, the let's say the reading schedule for how this is going to go out. Once we finish up here with Once we finish up here with Ataraxia, the idea is to then go into. It was originally the original thought was, let's go from Ataraxia to Tsukihime, because that's like the main hotness right now. But I was actually thinking maybe if we read Witch of the Holy Night, because that's just kind of like a one-off thing. There's no particular routes. It's all one coherent story. It'll give a nice little in-between buffer so that what was it? Red Garden? Don't remember. The far side routes can come out, and maybe CL's route will have stopped embargoed, but we'll see how that goes. And then after we finish over with Triple C, then we'll go and do Stella 2. I'm probably going to do all of Stella, and I'm not super worried about how it's like length, because it's a really, really short Muso game. It's not really that big a deal. And as for the Friday streams, on Friday we are back to Valhalla. We are going to finish it all the way through, and then we're going to go back to. We're going to get right back to Shoujo, because that was really fucking good, guys. The streams with those really fucking good. Anyway, that's enough preamble, I think. It feels weird to like just ramble at you for a couple. You can't see this. It feels weird to like ramble at you guys for like 5-10 minutes before we start, but it also feels weird to just jump straight in. So sometimes I feel like I need to add the intro a little bit, but we're done here. Let's go. Oh boy, what'll this week have in store for us? Okay, there's a new saber. Ooh, shit, there's new everywhere. Taiga's at the harbor? Okay. Here's at the temple. Fucking Taiga's everywhere. It's the Taiga everywhere system. Let's go see what she's doing at the harbor. Maybe she's talking over to Ku. Answer. Fuji-nee? The one person I didn't expect to see up at the harbor was here before me. Oh, Shira, what you doing out here? You too? What are you doing at the harbor? Something doesn't feel right. Unlike seeing her face at dawn to dusk, bumping into her hair at a place like this feels different somehow. Skipping school just to wander around here is no good, Shiro. Couldn't the same be said for you, Fuji-nee? Yeah, well, I guess I'll have to let it slide for today. It's right before the long weekend, after all. I thought she'd drag me to school by the ear, but it looks like she's in a good mood today. Safe for now. No, wait, even in a good mood, it's not like Fuji-nee to forgive skipping school. Maybe she's not feeling well. You don't seem to be in character, Fuji-nee. You think so? Well, you know, the usual Fuji-nee is more like, I step onto the pier and strike a dramatic pose. Something sailor-like with a pipe in his teeth, a grizzled sea wolf, or the guy at the Rambler series. I am a woman of the sea. Fall in love with this bird of passage and you'll be burned. You know, stuff like that. Maybe that would suit me. It might be fun. I don't know. It might make you even weirder than you are now. I just imagined for a moment. But it'd be odd to see actual sailors at this harbor after all. But weirdly enough, if it was Fuji-nee, I could probably picture it. So are striped shirts and sailor trousers still around nowadays? If it's a sailor suit you want, mine was quite a sight. Oops. Oh yeah? You wore that back in the day. But please don't come here with a sailor suit because of this. Go home. The image of someone over 20 in a schoolgirl sailor suit is a bit severe. Look at you, maybe, man. I don't know. I mean, she's your sister, technically, but like, man. At this point, a real sailor uniform might actually look good on Fuji-nee, though. Speaking of the sea, I went chasing after Kiritsugu-san around the time I was still wearing one, too. Gazing at the distant sea, she mutters something longingly. I don't know what's going through his... Oh, okay. I think I understand. I don't know what was going through his head at the time, but once he went overseas on a freighter that he boarded... Oh, wait, no. I see. Okay. No, this is Shiro. Sorry about it if you hear that. I don't know what was going through his head at the time, but one time he went overseas on a freighter that he boarded at the harbor. When I told him to go by plane, he said, No, Shiro. The chance to hide amongst cargo on the boat is what makes the trip such a novel adventure, don't you think? What? Yeah, it's a good thing you didn't follow him, I think. No kidding. I had no passport, so I'd have been sent right back home anyway. Would she have followed him if she had one? And not just the passport, she'd need a visa and all that too. Even then, I still wouldn't recommend being Kiritsugu's companion on one of his reckless adventures. Fuji-nee's technically a girl after all. When Kiritsugu-san was about to leave, I chased him all the way here, but I couldn't ask him to take me along. So that's how it was. His parting words were, "Take care, Shiro," and I told him I would, and that was it. Maybe I should have done the impossible and chased after him, just to see what he was up to while abroad. She laughs weakly. Even through my own perspective, it's not as though I could tell what he had been doing overseas. He'd just come back with all sorts of nonsense stories that I look forward to. Neither of us knew why when he would come back. Neither of us knew when he would come back, so we waited for him together. Maybe I should have gone too. Yeah, surely it wouldn't have killed him to bring us along for once. You have no idea where that old man could have been going, though. A place like Europe would have been fine, but what's to say if he was investigating some mysterious African tribe claiming to be the descendants of an alien race or something? It wouldn't be quite that absurd, but there was a good chance that wasn't that far off. The Andes, the Amazon, Kiritsugu went everywhere. I remember not knowing what to do with the weird mask he brought me as a souvenir. It looked as if a trapped spirit was about to emerge from him. Africa? And they have tigers there, don't they? I have a feeling they don't, and if they do, I doubt they'll just jump out in front of your camera. It's okay. Lexus will take care of a tiger in one blow. Or will she? I bet they're done in kendo, but you need a gun to be on the little carnivore. Who do you think you are? Kato Kiyomasa? To fight a tiger on equal terms, you have to be at least on Saber's level. That's why she's themed after tigers. Ooh, nice. Fuji-nee's already started sparring with an imaginary tiger. She looks like she thinks her odds of defeating her tiger are pretty high enough already. This is hard. If only you had a fine ancient sword. Don't you dare take out that old man's collection over this. Besides, Kiritsugu was a mage. So Fuji-nee's a warrior class? Maybe it's the dock's atmosphere that caused memories of Dad to resurface. Perhaps Fuji-nee's got a little nostalgic too. But Kiritsugu... Yeah, well, let's stop there. Yeah, we should. Say, place on my old man. How about I take you overseas someday, Fuji-nee? Oops. I think I just said something kind of weird. It's the other way around. I'll be the one taking you abroad. It could be something like your graduation trip, right? Just taking me on a graduation trip? I think I'll pass. Oh, you. Don't be shy, Shiro. Don't be ridiculous. It has nothing to do with being shy. It's totally pathetic is what it is. Ooh. Yo, she's been on that bridge for a while now, and ooh. I do want to see who's over here in the residence. Oh. A lot of really good options today. Ooh. Oops. Let's say... Let's see what Ryder's up to. That was really funny last time. Oh, wait, that's right. That was the storage room. What? What's she doing there? I step outside the storehouse. Having completed a bunch of tasks, I'm headed back to the house. Oh? Ryder's outside. Just heading out, or so I thought. She looks suspicious. Ryder, what is she doing? I immediately run upstairs and look out into the courtyard from the window. Is she, like, dancing? She's keeping an eye on the house. Is she hiding from someone? Ryder's acting suspiciously is a rare sight. Is she going out shopping in secret? I can see Sakura or Saber trying something like that, but Ryder going out in this state of alertness? No. Her objective is inside, definitely. If Ryder wants to sneak out, all she has to do is jump up the roof. If she does that, no one on Saber can catch her, or even notice her. So that means her goal isn't outside, it's inside the yard. I see. What Ryder is interested in. That something is where the bicycles are stored, that I know. Is she looking for her bike? Really, Ryder? I run downstairs to the front gate. Hey, Ryder! I call out. Just as I thought, Ryder is currently crouching down and examining bicycle number 1. My one beloved bike. Shiro? Heading out? No, just came out past the shed. Well, what about you? If we're going to buy something, number 2 is like right over there. Bicycle number 2 is exclusively for shopping. Typical mamachari, complete with a basket installed in front. Number 1, on the other hand, is a race bike with flat handlebars. You have a good reason, Shiro. Alright, let's hear it. Of course. It is only for you to hear. You cannot let anyone else know. Sakura included. As you can see, there's nothing else in the world I love more than a fast vehicle. She is, in fact, a rider. Oh, I know that. Is that it? Is that the so-called secret? You should really let people finish their sentences, you know. Even though we respect your insight, you are still not quite clear of the reasons I am involved. Oh, I'm aware of her reasons, but I've remained silent. Red is right. I should let her finish. Listen. It is true that number 2 has a large carrying capacity and is easy to maintain, making it ideal for casual outings and shopping. However, a vehicle that goes so slow no matter how fast I pedal just wouldn't suit me. No, this isn't even a matter of my taste. If it really starts pedaling, it breaks. What kind of vehicle is that? A vehicle is one that, for 100 units of energy taken, produces 100 units of work. That is to say, in terms of speed, bicycle number 2 defies the laws of thermodynamics. What? No, that's the laws of physics, Ryder. Driving something that was designed to go 20 kilometers an hour at 100 kilometers an hour is nothing short of suicidal. But number 1 is different from that sluggish number 2, being equipped with a high-speed gear system. With this, none of my concerns should be an issue. It should also solve the power delivery problem. Well, I have absolutely no idea what in the world Ryder's planning. What do you think, Shiro? With that said, I thought you could perhaps understand my humble request. I'm sorry, but I don't. I really don't. And since I don't, the answer is straightforward. Let's see. No. That was a quick decision, Shiro. Of course. I can't afford a rocket of this kind that will run wildly around the neighborhood and be born from our garage. Maybe if I continue to ride number 2, the slow speed stress will cause alopecia areata. Do you not agree? I don't know what that is. Well, really? Wouldn't the Sakura will cry? The answer is still no. The birth of a crazy train isn't the only issue here. If she uses this chance to increase her sphere of influence, the power balance of our house, already precarious at best, will start to slide even more. To put it bluntly, my position is diminishing. Shiro, If you refuse to let me use number 1, I have no choice but to resort to radical measures. Ryder, does that mean you're going to snatch my Minachi away by force? No. It's the last resort. I'm not the same as Saber. Suddenly Ryder's view on Silver becomes very clear. Shiro, number 1 is not the only good transportation method in this world. It is fine if you will not let me borrow it. I shall just have to look for an even faster mount. I'll start with Tiger's scooter, and then I shall borrow the Fuji-nee group's big bike. Here. She's venting her anger, and venting it on me. The big bike. Would that be Old Man Raiga's that I worked on? With my strength alone, I couldn't even lift that monstrosity if it were to fall. You still think it's alright, Shiro? It's fine either way. Ryder, do you have your bike license? If she's going to charge around on the road, she needs to follow traffic laws. No one can interfere if Ryder's on her Pegasus, but if she's riding a motorcycle, she has to follow human society's rules. Riding skills have nothing to do with a license. No, if you want to ride a motorcycle, you need to take a course and get a license. To put it bluntly, if you're going to get in trouble with the police, our house is done for. Sakura will for sure cry. Sakura's influence is not to be underestimated. But then again, I can't see right letting yourself get caught by cops either. That's hilarious. Oh, I want to see that again. I'll be watching that again later. That's hilarious. Right, it looks missing. Give me a second. Give me a second to massage the smile off my face. It's good. Smells really good. Okay. Ryder looks visibly discouraged. Seems like she's finally given up. Number 1's a no-go. When I have time, I'll try and assemble number 4 for her to use. Something better than Mamachari. We're skipping straight to 4. Shiro. Suddenly, there's a whispering voice beside my ear. Ryder walks up to my side, her icy hand stroking the back of my neck. Then, shall we play by your rules? Equal trade. If you will let me use number 1, I will reward you. Fingers slide under my chin. Damn. This is going places. With her lips almost nibbling my ear and an unimaginably sweet voice. Reward. Whatever you desire, Shiro. Anything you want to do to me. No part of me is off limits. Shiro, what do you want to do? The voice echoes like an incantation. What I desire from Ryder. What I want to do to Ryder. Anything. Did she use some kind of seduction spell? My body's burning up. The feel of Ryder's skin is cold as groundwater. My head starts spinning. Surroundings are muddled and it feels like I'm about to say something unthinkable. Right, that's anything's allowed. Shiro and I can. She gently caresses my cheek. Facing her, there's no escape from the seductive eyes that are now piercing me. Oh. I was just about to say. Huh? That's strange. Is Sakura staring at us? That was a joke, of course, Shiro. With a swoosh, Ryder's hand slips away like a snake, nonchalantly, as if nothing happened. Ryder! Well, then I'm heading out. You two can take your time. Wait, Sakura, nothing happened. Senpai, what did you want to do? She heard every word, everything word for word. Wait, it was nothing like that. Rider. She sure can change gears fast. Almost like she was built for speed. Rider's pedaling my number 2 like she saw a ghost, disappearing into Miyama in the blink of an eye. Oh, for the love of... It's not like that. I didn't do any of the things that I want to do with you. I want to do with Rider. What? And what things do you want to do with me? Oh, Senpai? It's not like that. Or maybe it is. We'll get me out of the situation. It was nothing. Rider just wanted to ride number 1. That's all. Yes, that's right. I'm number 2 to Senpai already. It's such a strange misunderstanding. To find Rider later. You get her to explain things to Sakura. Oop, nighttime already. Already? I think there was at least one more thing. Let's go out for a walk. With Saber. Oh, that's right, there's one more. Okay. Last time this happened, Archer made his thoughts clear. This time we have Saber with us, though. Are we able to cross the bridge? Crossing the bridge, we head over to Shinto. There's nobody on the pedestrian walkway at this hour. Tonight, with no cars on the roadway, the sound of the breeze from the sea echoes around us. This brings back memories. Back then, we went to the church together like this, didn't we? Yes, Shiro. Shiro, who still had not understood what it meant to be a master. I, who had not yet become your servant. And Rin, who had still been our enemy. Looking back on it again, we truly were an odd trio, weren't we? Saber chuckles. Both of us are laughing from the memories of that night half a year ago. I remember it even now. I think I'll remember it for the rest of my life. I met the most fucking awful person that day. That night was special. All of the time I spent with Saber during the Holy Grail War was special, but that night was the beginning of it all. But Saber, you were in a pretty sour mood. Granted, having just met, we couldn't really talk that much, but you were totally silent the whole way to the church, you know. Of course I would be. Now that it's over, I can tell you. The way I had been treated was infuriating. If you were going to disguise me, there ought to have been a better way of doing so. What, you don't like the yellow poncho? I see. Lady Saber was displeased by the yellow raincoat, hmm? Then again, she's using it quite often. Was it some kind of silent protest against me? Appears that you have something to say. Very well. As your apology for that incident, let us settle this with... Cheer up! Yep, there it was. I saw that red flash too. What? Sword bounces against light. The aftershock causes the air in the bridge supports to vibrate. Stay back! A hostile servant is attacking. Second shot. Can't grasp what's happening. Saber stands in front of me, repelling the incoming bolts of light with his sword. Where have I been coming from? I can't tell. Hostile servants? Shit, who the hell? Third shot. Saber once again deflects the bolt of light. Seems good. That one was definitely more powerful than before. He managed to defend against the last shot, but if the rest keep increasing in force, how long will Saber be able to hold out? If Saber were alone, she could move forward while deflecting the bolts and could probably take the sniper down before she's defeated. The one being targeted is me. The moment Saber moves away, I'll be pierced right through. As long as Saber's protecting me, she can't move forward. No. In the worst case, we may not even be able to retreat to Miyama. And because of me, one of the sharks here. Shiro, I will block these attacks. For now, do not move. Fourth shot. There is urgency in her voice. The enemy knows that I'm her weakness. Saber takes an unreasonable posture as she deflects the bolts of light raining down from our wide-open Emi Shiro. At this rate, Saber's going to lose. I know what needs to be done. And sure, defending myself is my only responsibility. I focus my nerves. I can see the incoming shots, and they can be seen. They can be stopped. The old me may not be capable of it, but the Emi Shiro that survived the Holy Grail War must have the experience and ability to make that possible. And then, the fifth and final shot. Saber's knocked off her feet. No doubt about it. These bolts of light are long-range shots using noble phantasms. No matter how powerful she may be, Saber cannot defend against long-range sharpshooting where each bullet is a noble phantasm. If Saber were alone, she could have avoided any number of them without having to inflict them with her sword. Saber, watch out! Shiro, wait! I can take one hit. No, you can't. Saber will be defeated by the sixth shot. That is the conclusion drawn from this method of defense. Don't underestimate me. I can watch my own back. I glare at her attacker. I see the light being fired, aimed at my forehead. I see. Now that I see it next, no? Totally forgot. What was I supposed to do next? Fuck. I screwed up. What was it that I did wrong? Was I forgetting something, or did I not learn something yet? Where had I missed the fundamental part of the skills possessed by the man named Emi Shiro? My brain comes oozing out of a hole in my forehead. I can't really hear what she's saying. What should have been done? What was it that I forgot? My mind is becoming distant. More dark out of the race, without even reaching the fourth town. This still wasn't enough. Perhaps I couldn't use it because I hasn't tried it. I'm just knowing it for granted. Now, where do I go to fully grasp the fundamental abilities of Emi Shiro? Presumably the shed. I remember I tried going there one time and I was like, yeah, not yet. Don't worry about it. Fucking archer. Something's missing. Who am I? Restore the memory. I must be meant to understand once again. Interesting. Oop. This is so interesting because it's genuinely booting us right back to this start. Oop. Oh, okay. How many resurrections does this make, I wonder? I can hear voices. They curse at me. The one who, while sinking into death, fell past it again and again. Unable to escape death, they cry that it's unfair that I get to live again. My entire body hurts. Hurts enough to suffocate. Voices of accusations beset me. Die. Give up. Serves you right. I can't see. They grow stronger each time I hear them. I want to die. I can't stand this. It's disgusting. I can't see anything. I want to die. I don't want to hear this. If I want to go through this, I don't want to come back to life. If I have to go through this, I don't want to come back to life. But I got even used to that. Die. Then did everything kill me? Laughable. Then go ahead and enjoy yourself. Repent. Yeah, I already did it again and again. It's your fault. Yep, it's all somebody's fault. Disgusting. It's because I'm not dressed up. Inhuman. Hair's a little foggy. Demon. Yeah, that's right. Human isn't capable of doing this. I move past the many voices and begin to breathe again. Not that painful from here on. Rather, I can even feel relief. As long as I get away from that prison, what comes next is close to the joy of birth. Prison. Yes. Is the description. the prison. Slander, insults, vision, the stripping of human rights, dignity, and freedom. An afterlife derived from that should be known to any person. Suffering for an eternity without pause. In Buddhism, it's called the hell of uninterrupted suffering. But that's vaguely different from where I came from. It wasn't only pain. That place had eternity and emptiness. Both were beyond reach and had no meaning, even if they weren't. That's why it was painful. Because even if I gained them by some miracle, I've never understood what it meant for human hands to hold. I raised my body from the sofa. Still feeling drained after a resurrection that I have dealt with the umpteenth time, I check if I have control of my left hand. Yo, wide awake, eh, master? The now typical morning greeting from my servant. He's sitting with his back turned away, still working on his puzzle, apparently. It could be solved in just a matter of minutes, but he wants to take a liking to it. That part of him is just like a child's. If only that innocence showed in his regular behavior. Tell me, was I able to take Assassin down with me? Nope. One-sided defeat. That straight right punch of yours hit air, while his Zabanya blew your head off. You just had to see it. Slapped you on the head and your brain went boom. Blew off your whole torso. Now, turning a brain into gunpowder to blow somebody up, that's a pretty complicated way of killing somebody. I mean, if he had already had his hands on your brain, he could have just pulled it out. My servant is prattling on cheerfully. Ugh. I imagine my body without its upper half and sicken myself as a result. I recall my fight with Assassin. I met Assassin's master by accident in the forest behind the school. The enemy consisted of just one lone master, and I saw no servant. It charged into combat. If it's the same assassin, you're not going to win that fight. We could kill him as much as you want. The enemy's master was a skilled doll user and controlled countless automata as if they were his own limbs. French dolls equipped with precise killing mechanisms were a threat. But if I was well acquainted with how to deal with dolls. I also have had experience in fighting in a free-for-all with the monsters nesting in the city. So it was a simple master to overwhelm the matter to overwhelm the master. If only one of those dolls had not worn a skull mask. A servant? The moment I realized what he was, I was hit by multiple poisonous needles. Assassin, a class where one specific heroic spirit is chosen, but whose abilities change with each Holy Grail war. Oh, yeah. So it's supposed to only be Hassan. Hassan. Old man of the mountain. At least in this setting. As the name was the source of the word assassin, that one was one that multiple assassins inherited. A different one would become assassin for each war, yeah. Assassin is a group, not one being. And of them, the assassin selected this time was a midget of a height no taller than up to an adult's knees. I don't know that we're allowed to say that word anymore. He was like that when he was alive. Was he like that when he was alive? Or was it a special characteristic exaggerated by becoming a servant? Assassin did not have the build of a dwarf that would appear in a fairy tale. He had the form as cultivated as that of an acrobat. He could have been a clown from a circus, a worthless heroic spirit with a small body. However, it was a strong advantage for the class of assassin. Not only did it make detecting his presence difficult, the area that could be hit was overwhelmingly small, like fighting Yoda in Soul Calibur. His speed was among the fastest of the servants. Tracking his body racing through the trees with unmodified eyes was difficult. In addition, the reason for the name was the one-hit noble phantasm he possessed. By the time I fully understood the disadvantage I had on this terrain, the poison had immobilized my legs. I was confident that I could catch him on a flat plain with nowhere to hide, but in a forest with many obstructions, I was helpless. Knowing that, I made my final bet using my life as a gambling chip. I used the left side of my body to lure Assassin out of the shadow of the trees. Assassin would judge that I could not retaliate and then move towards my left side at lightning speed. I would then counterattack with a full force straight right into it. The timing was perfect. The charging assassin couldn't dodge either right or left, and couldn't completely nullify the effects of the impact by blocking. Such was the drawback of having a small body. Yet not even that slowed him down. Just before impact, he jumped and landed on my fist with a comical plop. On my straight right, the one I prided on having a speed of 80 kilometers an hour, and as a counter, no less. No way. I do have a rich record of swords in combat, but that was the first time I'd seen an enemy scuttle towards me on my arm. It brought to mind images of unbelievably miraculous deeds, such as standing on the tip of a lance. Assassin extended his left hand into my face, and my consciousness was caught up at that point. What a nightmare, I mutter. What's wrong? Body still stiff? No, my body is perfectly fine. I have grown accustomed to resurrection as well. The soreness I'm now enduring is thanks to you. I remember to the very last moment the feeling of having my forehead touched by Assassin's hand. Oh, whoops. Sorry. My bad. Sorry for the lack of consideration. Cackling, he continues with his puzzle. What he's really laughing at is my own failure. This is nothing like teasing. The man is host to a personality disorder that makes him laugh over sad news as much as over anything comical. I have grown used to that as well. So, Avenger, did you carry me back? Nope. You got killed too. We were both back on the first day since I got wasted just before midnight. There's been almost no progress. How many days has passed since I woke up in this mansion? We haven't even passed the 4th night yet. Fucking, yeah man, me too. Perhaps, out of disappointment with myself, I grasped the earring in my pocket unconsciously. I took it with me when I left my country. It's probably some kind of protective charm. I don't remember why I bought it, just it must be something like an amulet, judging by how carefully I kept it tucked away. But you know, it really wasn't your fault, Master. I mean, that assassin was just too messed up. He really did hit him too. Well, not worth torturing yourself over now, is it? You got me as a handicap. You gotta be proud of yourself, making that guy use a noble phantasm in your first fight with him. Nonsense. No matter how well I fight, it means nothing once I die. No, that is our advantage. I haven't made full use of it yet, but this servant can bring the dead back to life. As long as our contract is still in effect, I will continue to be resurrected. I see. Yes, there is nothing wrong with continuing in this manner. No, this in itself is your weapon. We should make use of it. Mutual destruction is good enough. By gaining information on the enemy like this, eventually we will be able to defeat them using the appropriate preparation to ensure victory. We have the advantage. Nobody knows Assassin's physical traits. All that has to be done is to somehow lure him into a flat terrain. I clench my right fist. At this rate, I don't have to wait for the enemy masters to be weakened. Perfect victory is achievable. If I eliminate them one by one, straight out, even the association would treat me My, you sure are the adaptable one, ain't you, Master? And here I thought you'd be so depressed after losing all the time, or disappointed in me for being useless. No, but, well, yes, but... How to think of it? What am I thinking? Even if I do have this ability, I have to be defeated again and again. I'm making me careless. If I tried hard enough, I should have been able to defeat Assassin. But instead, I'm taking my time, prolonging the final battle until I feel that I have learned enough about his abilities. As if... Nah, couldn't be true. As the representing mage of the association, I'm only fighting battles that can't be lost. Well, it's not like we have a deadline, so I don't really care. But as you know, we are sort of wasting our time here. The servant stands up. Leaving the puzzle unfinished, he walks towards the entranceway. Let's keep on going. There's still places you haven't checked, right? Led on by the servant, I also rise up from the sofa. Carrying a rock over my shoulder, I grip the earring in my pocket one more time and leave for the Holy Grail War. Rock. This is going to be a little sudden, but Bazett Fraga in the agreements is kind of a weird lady. Her outsides and insides are weird, first of all. They don't match. Now, on the outside, she looks like my personal favorite. A dignified, immature woman. What's on the inside, though, is a lowly coward with no self-esteem. To hide that, she put her body and psyche through some rigorous training. My guess, rather, what I like to be true is that she's the kind of woman that likes bullying herself. Has to be that. Yep. After all, she was able to put herself through more training than normal. The other woman armor she built up out of all that sure is a tough one. Good looks and structural strength all but guaranteed. Except, if you want to be able to move wearing a suit of armor, you gotta have a few gaps. And that's where I sometimes get the opportunity to see the real Bazett peeking through. I don't have to bother saying what it's like. Anything protected by a suit of armor for years ought to be kind of like a smooth boiled egg without a shell. Refreshingly cute enough to make me want to munch parts of it away. But the thing is, no matter how adorable the insides might be, the armor she built up over 10 years is too damn stubborn. Once she gets onto a mission, battle mode, any man would probably drop whatever fantasies or lust that you could probably have for her. Here's an example of that just happened. I am hungry. Let us go obtain nutrients. That came out of nowhere. After beating the crap out of 3 monsters, she said that after as if she was measuring her pulse. You may come along. I am sure that you are not satisfied with just the magical energy that I am supplying, said a master that was awfully caring of her servant. Except, the place she barged into without hesitation was the people store right in front of us. Even I know about this. The cheapest, waste, and most common place to eat in Shinto. Just so you know, even if there wasn't nobody around, there were other places to get a meal. There was even one of these expensive places that seemed that they stood Bazett just 100 meters ahead. But she still picked the place in front of us. No mistake. She picked it because it just so happened to be the closest one around. Do you have a problem? Nah, not really a problem. It's just odd. Then let's go. Remember to materialize yourself. There was no stopping it. In the end, Bazett paid for the food coupon in a snap. Got beef bowls and miso stew for 2, gobbled it down in 3 minutes flat, and went outside. Are you sure there was such a problem? Kind of a combination of being in a problem and being weirded out. Did that stuff taste any good to you? There was a large amount. The soup was excessive. However, the time it took to prepare was less than a minute. I find it wonderful. Let us use that store from now on. That's all she had to say about it. Some mealtime is nothing more than a way to get nutrition. Unrefined and unreasonable is what it was. We were looking at the base of one of the gnome masters. After a thorough investigation, we judged that no one was inside. Avenger, can you disable the lock on the gate? Well, they might be able to see how it works if it's a simple one. But you'd be able to do it for sure. You are the great mage from the association, after all. Lock picking is not amongst my specialties. I will entrust this to you. And that's how I ended up doing it. My master's weak at this kind of delicate work, apparently. Made for a total violence, she is. Okay then, leave it to me. Give me some time, this one's gonna be a little tough. I shoved my arm into the roots of a tree in the garden that sat into the side of an entryway. Astral bodies are useful for stuff like this. I can overlay my own circuits into magic, somehow. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. 40 seconds. What the hell are you doing, lady? The plan out smashed the whole damn thing into oblivion. I'm raiding. Cover me. That was her only excuse. No, that wasn't even an explanation. And more importantly, this wasn't a raid. Putting her leather gloves on, Bazett charged into the enemy base with no hesitation. Unrefined, unreasonable, and lazy is truly what it was. We finally reached the park. Physically, I'm only a little tired, but mentally, I'm exhausted. If I could dematerialize, I'd be able to put the physical fatigue, but since I can't, I have to walk on my bare materialized feet. Water. Water. I just had some. I head for the park fountain. There are drops of white liquid on the road starting from the top of the hill leading to where I am now. That's right. This traces the milk that I've been soaked with. Hey, don't move away. We're on the same side. Hey, don't move away. We're on the same side, ain't we? Come closer, master. I swivel around. Whoa, Bazett, of all people, is laughing. Listen here, lady. All this happened because my master didn't think before she acted. You're looking at this because... I'm looking like this because I jumped in harm's way to save your ass. While I'm at it, I came all the way down here without washing myself off at the mansion's tub or some other place because you told me not to. So I followed all her instructions and this is my reward? I have a spoiled princess, so she thinks she is. Well, I'm thankful for your efforts. Had you not been there, I'd have been the one like that. Like hell you are. Shit, I think I'm gonna give her a big hug to not leave her out of the fun. What's the matter, Avenger? The water's in the way. Perhaps some milk got in your eye? I am so going to kill you. If we're going to run with the cow theme, I want to give Bull versus Matador a try. Then again, there's no way I'd ever catch that walking weapon. Ah, shit. Should have ignored that trap. Nuts. It's an event scene. Come to think of it, I guess I really did lose out. An unlovable woman like Master drowning in milk would have been one hell of a tasty sight. Avenger, I order you as your master to shut up and wash your body now. Alright, as I go to remove the filth from my body. Once the excess is removed, I can dematerialize. While I'm covered with that milk, dematerialization is impossible. Could have been an anti-servant trap, but that might also have more dramatic effect than a normal body. Anyway, we haven't found anything worthwhile in that mansion, and on the way out, go to sleep, I bet. We set off a trap in the entranceway. Why milk, though? Look at me. Don't tell me there's some kind of belief about animal tits being wards in this country. Didn't think so. It's seriously supposed to be a prank, ain't it? Maybe, maybe not. It's a merciful one, however. You're lucky that it was new fresh milk, right, Avenger? She points out the silver lining of this while smothering her laughter. Not what the problem is, lady. We continue our patrol. We kill the monsters and find the masters. Bazett wanders the city under the pretense of both. Oh, we're on the docks now. What a roundabout way of doing this. This isn't going to win the war. Bazett's looking for something else. What makes it roundabout is the fact that Bazett herself doesn't realize it. She's anxious because she totally forgot that. Makes me want to have a certain idiot who forgot about his own power for her follow her example. Shiro? She's acting a little strange. Maybe she had some bad experience at a harbor after looking at sea for some time. Avenger, we have fought many masters. The servants accounted for our saber, archer, caster, rider, assassin, and you. No berserker. No lancer. Caster, rider, assassin, yeah. The only enemies that we have yet to encounter directly are the master and servant of the Ironsburns. Yeah, sounds about right. Of course, I'm not really happy that so far there's been nothing but black marks. Yes, we have yet to achieve a single clear victory. No matter how exceptional or familiar the servant we face may be, it should not happen. Bazett grits her teeth. Not from the pain of defeat, but because she's trying to rouse herself. I know that I'm being apprehensive, but I would still like to hear your opinion. Do you think we can win? That is a fact that we are inferior in strength. But if we continue like this, one of these days we could win the war, right? I always ask. We're losing because we don't have enough experience. Bazett uses me for a little fighting, and if I tell her what my real noble phantasm is, there's no servant we can't handle. We'll pick up the victory pattern of sorts anyway, whether we want to or not, so I really don't need to tell her now, but one of these days we will stop losing. More importantly, Master, you're using we instead of I now for this talk of winning. I just had to point that out because I found it amusing. No, did I? I didn't mean that consciously, but... Now that's interesting. So you trust me unconsciously, is that it? What is this, love? I interpret that as a love growing towards me as a friend. Don't be ridiculous. So what proof do you have that we will not lose? Tell me honestly without hiding anything. I don't have proof yet, but there will be results eventually. We got a trump card that can take out servants, right? Just like that, I got a trump card that'll top a servant for a little while. Since we both got these, the rest is up to you. Is up to how we use them. We just need to work the timing for that from now on. Trump card. Do you have multiple noble phantasms? Nope, just the one. As for resurrection, well, that's not me. That's an ability that got added later on when I became Angromainu. My noble phantasm is an imitation of a Vesta, you see. I'll tell you more about it when we get back. A Vesta is a support type noble phantasm that records events of its own volition. On the level of an automatic typewriter, basically. Absolutely useless in a fight. The advantage is that it is able to put into words emotions that are indescribable and ones that you wouldn't even be aware of. A noble phantasm that's incapable of harming anyone fitted the name of the Vesta, a book that inscribes all things correctly. My noble phantasm. Yeah, it's a little bit of an imitation of that, but... Anyway, if you want to stop losing, we're going to have to get serious too. In combat, you're the best of the masters. You might even be able to defeat a servant with your bare hands. So what's with that low self-esteem? That is true. I have no intention of losing you if I'm dealing with servants, except all I can do is fight. I believe that I am the worst of the masters in other skills. So what? There's nothing wrong with that. Wonder why you're feeling guilty about being tough. Pretty damn ugly, that kind of attitude. Well, I don't feel any particular guilt, not at all. I have no feelings of no regrets towards any of those I've killed. Oh, that's reassuring. Iron woman. Keep fighting with that attitude. Of course, if you go overboard, I'm gonna look pretty dumb. Lady, as you are right now, you're 10 times stronger than me, you know. Yes, I'm well aware of that. After all, on the very first day, I was made painfully aware of just how useless you are in battle. Right. Oh yeah, but when it comes down to a human killing competition, I am number one. Natural inclinations, you see. Wait, maybe not number one. I mean the second or third. Was a better murderer than you? Yep, that's right. This is a dog and spider. These guys, you see, I just can't keep up with them no matter what I do. I can mention quality, but speed is a whole different level. Never got into a competition with them, or even met them, but I understand it's an undeniable fact. But this is like how a spider knows how to spin a web from the moment of its birth. I learned that's how the rules were from the moment I was called Angromainu. So as a heroic spirit, you are bound by the condition of not being able to win in speed. I see. Avenger, you told me that you were called Angromainu. But that should not be your true name. What was the name you had when you were alive? I told you, I don't know. As I said, I don't have one. If Angromainu is too hard for you to pronounce, you can just call me Angra. That cannot be true. You should be able to remember your own name. I take that back. I, of all people, should not be the one to be saying this. However, a name is the beginning of everything. A name given at the moment of birth, if you think about it, is the expression of one's life. If you cannot remember, you should not be able to whistle with that kind of ease. Damn intense. Get this, my name is Dawn. It was taken from me when I was treated as a hero. The town I'm from produced some first-rate license, if nothing else. It's been stripped from me by curses, so I don't even know what my birth name was called by. Even if you order me to remember the record, it just doesn't exist anymore in this world. Maybe if you think about it as your own life, huh? She's got a bit of a silver tongue on her. I'll just sit back and lose to her, so I guess I'll tell her a few things. This is a common old story. In it, there was a man whose life was saved by his friend. Save the man, that friend had died. The man took the name of the friend who died to save him, and from then on saved the lives of many. This was to give what remained of the world after his deeds, his life, everything, and his friend, who wagered his life for him. There's nothing heartwarming about a story like that. Not at all. Put it simply, that man died long ago, but swore to lie about his own name and his friends. And your birth name is no longer... doesn't exist. Nope. But I like the name I have now, since I've been called this longer than my birthday. I got some attachment to it, and it's got a nice, homey feel. I see. You have lost your birth name, but your next name was one you were fondly called as a hero. Even if it is a title, your name that gained acclaim from people. Of course you would like it. Forgive me, I must apologize to you. I came to a hasty conclusion and ended up showing you unwanted pity. Well, you'll not have to worry about that. And there's nothing to apologize about. It's okay to come to a hasty conclusion, but pity's bad. If you're gonna pity me, listen to me instead. Please love me. Well, as a penalty, let's put a spotlight on you next. Well, name's a life, right? The full name sounds like a big deal. There's gotta be some big stories along with it. Stories from when I was younger? No, let's stop here. It would only bore you. There's nothing that would... Hey, I don't mind if they're boring. See, you wanted to apologize to me, right, Master? Don't worry. As long as it's something I haven't heard yet, it's interesting to me. I understand it. When is truth the source of all disasters is the mouth, I see. It's absolutely right. Oh, but both myths have something good happening after a disaster. It would be nice if my master can get that kind of special reward too. Oop, okay. That is all there is to my work record. Are you satisfied? Well, I got an objective understanding of it. Bazett's story told only the straight truth. Bazett's family came from an ancient mage's lineage. Is it mages? An ancient mage lineage, starting from as far back as the Age of Gods, apparently. They were originally a great rune house that served the gods. They were granted a special ritual that the other lineages didn't have. You could say they were the super elites, except they set themselves up in the middle of nowhere and they didn't have anything that could be called a clan. But we were elites of our fortune or fame. Our prestige was least of highest grade. But what they had to show for it was a training hall out in the States, dedicated only to passing on the ritual to one child in the family each generation. Bazett, the successor to the house, strove to learn the ritual since she was born, and reproduce that ritual as if it was nothing, just like her ancestors. Tradition carrier, God's holder. A magic trait that was passed down continuously since the Age of Gods, different from a magic circuit. I think it was over the last 1,000 years. That's a shock. Well, yeah, from what I've heard, it wasn't so much from the gene of the bloodline, from a pathogen that was living in a particular something that was kept for generations, something like that. Bazett, who finished her training and gained the name Fragra, didn't say why she joined the Mages Association. But I could figure it out even if she didn't talk about it. Basically, she wanted to train herself in front of many people to overwhelm her feelings of obligation. Bazett ignored her parents' objections and contacted the association. The association invited the unexpected new nobility in their ranks. The association welcomed the new comrade, one that passed on the lost arts, and Bazett was invited into the Mages Association with much fanfare. The welcome that awaited her was just a formality. It didn't look like there was any place in the association for Bazett. Mages are very conscious of competition, despite being an exclusivist lot. The Mages Association, I'm saying it so much. Mages Association, which was guarded in its authority for hundreds of years, is a place of power. Struggles rife with is a place of power struggles rife with scheming on the inside. They want the power to appeal to the outside, but on the inside, newcomers that shine too bright are worse than incompetent underlings. Basically, there hasn't been a seat for a new house to sit in for centuries in the Mages Association. Even so, Bazett tried her best, overdoing herself even for the association where she was unwanted. She was seen as more of a nuisance the more results she produced. Was treated as a tumorous authority figure, and in the end, the association sent her to the front lines to get rid of her. The Ceiling Designation Enforcers. The job of the Mages Association's prized crazies, the equivalent of the Holy Church's heretic inquisitors, the executors. The Sealy designation refers to the restraining, capture, and lifetime containment of uniquely gifted or rule-breaking mages in the name of protection. Bazett was chosen to be one of those who carry out this deed. After that, it seems she just flew around the world solving problems, obeying the orders of the association for years. Pretty faithful for her, considering that she doesn't get an equivalent reward for all that. So it's like she's working for a while already. She's a counter guardian for normal human people. That was the background of Bazett Fraga McReeves. There's a lot more that I wanted to make jabs at, but the point that I wanted to hit the most would be, you know, there's absolutely no men in it at all. Just magic. Give me a break. What, don't you have a boyfriend in your hometown? I do not, nor do I feel the need to have one. Don't need one? What the hell? You know you don't need one there then normally. Where's the daily thumb without one? I am used to solitude. I am not sad, nor am I lonely. If I cannot fill in the feeling of lacking something, I can keep on moving along. This looks severe. Need or don't need, lonely or sad, lacking something or your other half, what a bunch of bull. This lady, she's never had a man in her life. Hey, are you a virgin? A lot of complicated emotions. I'm looking at my partner very seriously. Just like how a squirrel would nibble on a walnut, with honesty, diligence, and sometimes sharpness. Ugh. My master inches half a step back. I have had some work-related experience, but I do not understand the point of this question. I don't think that kind of matter has anything to do with the Holy Grail War. And so she has gotten some. Now that's a mighty fine. But I wasn't messing with you just for the fun's sake alone. I messed with you for fun's sake and because it's a bit relevant. Now it's relevant. I'm talking about whether you're strong as a human being. Master, you shouldn't overlook love. It's the strongest motivating factor in human behavior. Okay, vengeance is pretty strong too. But after that's done with, there's nothing left in the end. Its explosive power is strong, but it doesn't produce anything. So it adds up to pretty much nothing. So says the Avenger. I don't understand your point. What I do know is that you're making fun of me. I'm gonna mind you, I've had enough of you and on. Hey, this is serious stuff. I'm talking about love, you know? You know love? It's one of the most powerful basic human emotions. Humans can become strong because of love, right? That building block is missing in you for one reason or another. Since I'm fighting with you, I'm a little worried. I give her a serious answer. She listens to it seriously too. I cannot trust you. Your love is the wicked sort. And first of all, this sort of topic should not be spoken about so lightly. Lower the value, huh? Another charming comment. Why is that? It's not okay to talk about it all seriously. Not as if it's something to be embarrassed about. Please love me and something you say to express that feeling that you're feeling lonely. You say that when you're having fun and you want to have even more. I love you is a common greed. Or is it that you don't have any of the people you met? If that's the case, it's you that's making enemies. Fine. I will take that advice into consideration. For a boyish, smooth talker. Well, thank you, darling. Thing is, I might be a brat, but I'm no kid. Don't make me an adult either. Stop being a child, that's all. Is that so? You look like an impertinent young boy to me. One of us 5 years younger than me. Well, Master, how old are you? 23 years old. How about it? Oh, shit. 22, 20, 19, 8, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. 18. Okay, so Angra looks about 18 is what she's saying. Get out of here. You're that young? I thought you were almost 30. Whoops. Kill Me Mute is heading to the critical zone. Amusing. And what made you think of that, Avenger? Yeah, that mouth really is the source of all disasters. I mean, your history on your own sounds pretty long. You're too used to your job, right? Just try telling me when you moved out into the adult world. It was when I was 15. But I do not think it was too early, as I had been training until that time. There was no problems in terms of ability. Uh-huh. So from that point on, you've been wearing that costume, huh? I see, yeah. I can see how 23 years of that can stiffen somebody up. Now it makes sense. The armor she's wearing is a masterpiece, seasoned by years of service. Were you even listening? I said my career is 8 years long. That's just the number of years you've been wearing that armor. I'm talking about your awkwardness record. Geez, if an average person's childhood is about 10 years, that would make you already 33 years old. So because you're already an adult, when you were born, add in the 10 years of childhood, and you'd, well, that would put you over the big 3-0, wouldn't it? I have no idea what he's talking about. 15 years older than the current me, eh? That's quite the... Wait. Well, some of the instincts about you being closer to 30 were right. I know, roughly. I think she's fed up with me from the bottom of her heart. She just stands there without saying anything. Break time is over. Let us return to the city and continue the investigation. Gotcha. Let's keep our spirits low just like we always do. I walk ahead of Bazett. Are you making a fool of me? Huh? Well, you are a fool, ain't you? We're not half bad in terms of balance. The brat that stopped being a kid. An idiot that threw away being a child from the start. Yeah? Hey, Master. Bazett stops dead in her tracks. She doesn't move an inch. Maybe she found something. What? Find anything interesting, Master? I approach her while scratching my head. Ah. I wonder what is wrong with me. I hate to admit it, but it is as you say, I'm going to mind you. I'm a fool. When called that so bluntly, I cannot completely deny it. She said with a natural tone of voice. What, nobody ever told you before? No, there had not been anyone around me, like you, that would say things to my face. This woman has absolutely no luck. There are plenty of good men that would say that much, yet she didn't have the luck to meet any. I didn't know about this, but my weakness pointed out by someone means that I've been acknowledged. It is slightly irritating, but I feel more at ease somehow. Yes, being this relaxed when I'm with you is just right. After all, it is not worth the stress for only me to be tense. There's no sense in staring too long. This kind of sight is rare among the scenery that I will eventually grow tired of. This is probably the only time it'll happen anyway. Then shall it be off, I'll remind you. We shall be going to the industrial region of Shinto next. Okay, Master. And if you're gonna call me by my name, just call me Angra. It's too long, eh? There's not much of a difference between Angra and Angra, mind you. If you would like me to shorten it, then I would play it by Angra, but it feels rather like Henry? Which is too normal for a name. I feel it sounds rather like Henry. Angra? Angra and Henry? What the fuck are you talking about, Bazett? It is a common name. It does not seem right for heroic spirit. Stop worrying about weird stuff. Oh yeah, you'd be concerned about it. Master's name isn't a normal one, eh? Would have been better if we could just trade. Oh wait, they're both masculine names, ain't they? Yeah, Henry, and so on are bland names. They're downright cute when compared to the one my master's been saddled with. Her name Bazette's very ugly. Kind of sharpish, you could say, or like in femininity. I'll remind you, I thought I told you that a person's name is their life. I take it that you are prepared for the consequences of turning one into a joke? No, ma'am. I don't have any of that preparation and got no complaints about Master's name. No, ma'am. Very good. I feel good talking about this from now on. So with that said, we return to the city of the Holy Grail. The night patrol is... well, it's fun in a way. I understand a little of why someone might continue this for days and days. Just understanding doesn't mean that I share the sentiment, though. The night will continue forever, as long as she wishes it to. The woman that I am contracted to is unconsciously trying to make this battle go on longer. A continuous repetition without end. Nevertheless, the radiance will one day disappear. Even if the form remains, the color is getting duller. No matter how bright, something that has already been seen before does not have the radiance of birth. It's just like a solar eclipse. Blackened, never to shine again. I'm acting like an idiot. Thinking about it, whose wish this was won't change a thing. Next, Thor, Endless. Ah, a nice extra little Bazett interlude. What the fuck? Oh, I guess you get to choose. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. We're gonna save this for next time, though. Come on. Flag list. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Save and title. Yep. That's the start of a fresh week. So we're gonna end it there. But I do want to see 700 yen. This was 800, right? Next time. All right. That'll be it, guys. Next week is the beginning of another week. Where we're probably going into a new arc, because it just told us so. Yeah, I said my piece. I'm gonna leave you on. So, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your week. Hope you guys take care of yourself. Remember to rest whenever you need to. It's important in order to build up the strength to do other things. But yeah, hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and see ya.